Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Here we are once again. Yes, it's the Take a Listing Today podcast. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jim Studebaker, and there's Todd Robertson.
And over here, our producer, Lisa Gray.
As always, over in the producer's corner. Well, thank you for joining us, and don't forget to visit our website, takealistingtoday.com, to learn about our upcoming shows and to join us on a future podcast where you might win some great prizes. Before we get into today's topic, we want to take a moment and tell you about our great sponsor, ProspectsPLUS. They actually have real people, real human beings that are there to help you. I mean, isn't that just a problem, Todd, when you engage in some company and you can't reach them? You know, you call, nobody ever answers, they don't email you back. That's terrible, right?
Not only terrible, it's worse than terrible. Then you get transferred to 3 different people, or there's a 3-second delay because it's overseas somewhere because they're trying to save money.
Exactly. Well, the fine folks over at ProspectsPLUS have actual live people, and we have one of their wonderful customer service representatives on the air with us today. Please join me in welcoming Melanie. Hello, Melanie.
Melanie.
Hi, Jim and Todd. How are you? And Lisa.
Hi. Excellent.
We're doing awesome. Thank you for joining us today. We just want to take a minute and show some of the wonderful people of ProspectsPLUS, the great sponsor of our podcast today. And Melanie, if you could take a moment and maybe share with us some of the tips that you give people who call in wondering not only how to work our site, but we also offer help on what an agent should do to generate some leads. Can you share a couple with us?
Sure. One of the things I like to recommend is our real estate marketing planner.
Oh, nice.
I think that is a great tool. It's a 12-month guide that defines what marketing to send and when to send it. It gives them weekly goals and reminders. And based on, depending on what they're actually trying to target, we have call to action postcards, get more listing postcards. I like the neighborhood update because it allows them to notify a neighborhood what listings have sold in their area or what are available.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have free offers on them. And then we do have some great new recipe series postcards.
I could use a couple of those.
Send out. Exactly.
Has anybody taste tested those postcards, the recipe
I've
cards?
often wondered that. Like, where do they really come from? Like, if I got that, went to the store, got the ingredients, would it come out like, like it looks on the postcard?
Probably
or no?
not.
Probably not.
If I cooked it, it wouldn't. I don't know. It's going to look very different, I think. And awesome. And the phone lines are actually answered by humans from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Yes.
And then I was thinking on this end, which you might or might not have, but do you have a success story maybe from this week or a week ago from an agent who was wanting to do something and got frustrated and maybe you helped them and maybe it led him to something? Any kind of success story or an agent that you helped go from A to B?
Yeah. Well, I had a customer last week who actually had cards, now that we've upgraded our website. His cards were on the old website, and he really didn't want to take the time to redo his card again and was kind of upset. And so I took care of it, and I went in and I helped him get it set up so that now on the new site, all he has to do is click on the reorder button, and he's able to make a few changes to it and place it without having to redo the entire card over.
Very nice, very nice.
Now that brings
very happy.
Well done on that. That's phenomenal. Now that brings up the other question because a lot of our listeners and people watching don't know that the site is brand new. So if I'm a realtor out there and I go in and log in and create an account, right? There's opportunities. There's a lot of, there's way more features and benefits and strategies for them, correct?
Correct, yes. It lets them know opportunities in their area, and they can also, update that zip code and change it. It gives them, empty nesters, homeowners, renters, prospects that are in their area, and they can choose to buy just the list or send the postcard with the mailing list also.
Wonderful. And you and your whole team, Melanie, do an awesome job. You can just look at the reviews online through Google, Facebook, reseller ratings. I mean, it's amazing the great care that Prospects Plus gives to its customers. So thank you very much. Melanie.
We have great customers.
I'm sure. Great customers, and we have great viewers here who love to see people win prizes. And I was thinking about this, Todd, and Melanie probably would not be interested in a $25 gift card to ProspectsPLUS.com.
Her own company, right?
Melanie, what's your favorite restaurant? Do you like Starbucks or
what if we
something?
give you now you have to win this, though. There will be a question. We can give you a $25 gift card to something else that you love or a place that you love to go.
How about that? What would be your favorite place?
Starbucks would be good.
All right. $25 Starbucks gift card on the line.
All right. Put your thinking cap on. Starbucks. I want you to win this.
Because we like you, Melanie, we're going to give you a question and then A, B, and C. All you have to do is choose the correct A, B, or C. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What are the names of the 2 stone lions in front of the New York Public Library?
Oh, that's easy.
Very easy. Choices are A, patience and fortitude, B, charity and kindness, or C, Laurel and Hardy.
This does not even seem like a fair question.
No.
I would go with patience and fortitude.
Patience and fortitude. Is that the correct answer? Yes, it is! Hey! Wow, first try.
Yay.
You know what?
Nice.
Very few people get it, so congratulations. You'll be receiving a $25 gift card to Starbucks, your favorite place.
Congratulations, and thank you, Melanie, for joining us today.
And thanks for taking care of our customers. They had a chance to listen to you and meet you, so thanks for being on with us. Have a great day.
Absolutely.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right. A winner every time. That's pretty cool.
And on the first
Starbucks
time.
now. Yeah. She was pretty good. Now, you know what? I bet they're all in front of computers, so they probably could have looked it up. Is that a thing?
Well,
She answered fast, though. I don't know. She went for it.
She did answer pretty fast, so
Yeah.
So cool. So today's show is excellent. The topic: need real estate leads. Well, then work that sphere. Wow, a little work involved, but it will be worth it.
and every realtor knows about this, but how many realtors are actually implementing on a weekly basis working this topic that we're going to cover today? I think very few.
Not as many as should be, so let's find out. So recently, I read an article on the subject of how to beef up your lead list, and the author offered some brilliant tips, including one that I thought shouldn't be unnecessary. Why? Because reminding real estate agents of the value of their real estate sphere shouldn't be necessary in 2020, right? I mean, everybody should know that.
Yep.
Yet too many agents lose sight of the tremendous value of the business builder and take for granted the relationships that those names in their CRMs represent. Now, your sphere can be the lifeblood of not only a referral network, but of your entire business if it's consistently nurtured and an endless source of leads. For that to happen, you need to devote more time to your sphere. In other words, focus on lead quality rather than lead volume.
And I would say 2 things. Every power player, every top producer listening and watching right now knows the importance of this. Those people turn their sphere into an ATM machine. For the average agent out there, if we're telling the truth, and I talk to them every week, and I ask them how many are in there and what do they do, it's sporadic. They're paralyzed a little bit mentally. How do I grow my sphere? So this is going to be a great topic for those of you listening and watching today.
And pay attention, take some notes. Here we go.
I love the visual, too. The ATM.
Right.
Because you're right. That is the power horse you can turn it into.
Right.
If you focus that time. You know, you either just keep on that hamster wheel or you get off and you build something.
Right.
You know, something powerful.
All right. Well, as those of you who do it know, it takes time to nurture your SOI, to grow it, and thus to prosper from it. Now, the good news is that the tasks involved in accomplishing these goals are far easier than the constant rotations of the hamster wheel that is called new lead generation. So consider stepping off that wheel and working smarter and not harder.
And that being said, Lisa, where on our website would we send people to go get our business base? Because that's going to, if they watch and listen to the show and they're able to go get that, they can tie these two pieces together and it's going to help them, correct?
Right. If you're on our blog site, which is blog.ProspectsPLUS.com, you will be able to see it at the bottom of the blog. You can scroll down, it'll be right there. If you're on our e-commerce site, ProspectsPLUS.com, so no blog in the front, just ProspectsPLUS.com, you go to the resource tab, so the navigation bar, the horizontal bar along the top, there's a resource tab there. Click on that. It's under free resources. It's in 2 different locations.
So that resource is going to do a couple things for you. Because we know some stats, right, from top producers. We've been doing this long enough that 66% of their business comes from referrals, friends, family, or referrals from friends, family, right?
Right.
So think about that. And then the other variable, those of you listening or watching, that number has to be a minimum of 150. However you get there. And we're going to help you get there with that tool that you download. If you don't have 150, don't worry about it. That tool will help you get there.
We're going to do an upcoming episode all on the business base.
Sweet.
It's fantastic. I want everyone to start using it out there. It's a free tool. I mean, get on it.
Sweet, yep.
That will fill up your CRM for sure.
Yeah.
So if you're a new agent, SOI may mean a little more than 3 letters. So let's start with that, all right? A sphere of influence, that's the SOI, is a group of people over which you have some influence and to whom your opinion matters. In essence, it's a group of people who already know, like, and trust you. This group naturally includes close family members, hopefully, colleagues from your previous jobs, and anyone else that you've had a cordial relationship with. Now, tip for you established agents out there, make sure these contacts are easy to filter in your CRM through the use of tags. You could have tags like prospects, past clients, referrals, lead sources, things like that. It'll help you easily sort through all of your leads. Now, there are numerous additional ways to categorize these names as well. So think about it. When creating marketing pieces, you don't want to be sending information on buying a home to your seller leads or vice versa. So the best place to start is to categorize by whether the contact is a potential buyer or a seller. You'll have lots of folks that don't fit either category because they might be a friend or a family or somebody else in your sphere. So create a category for your SOI as well. It's okay if somebody in their sphere is also a potential buying or selling client because their info will come up when you search for either one.
Exactly. And another strategy, which you'll get when you download our business base, and it's just a free tool to help you win, which is why we're here. Think about this. Like I talked to a Market Dominator client that signed up last week, and I said, boom, let's plug in your sphere and put you on a campaign to turn into an ATM. And she didn't have enough to do it. So I sent her to download the business base. So think about those of you listening and watching. Who do you spend money with? Where do you buy gas? Which restaurants do you patronize? So those small businesses will have an indirect obligation to do business back, right? The law of reciprocity. So that right there can help you. And think about that. The dry cleaners, if they said no, or can I leave a couple marketing pieces here? And I've been coming here 5 years. Well, guess what? There's 20 other dry cleaners. I'm going to get one to play ball with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They would do that because they want the business, and it's good for you because now you've got some more leads to put into your CRM.
Correct. And I think most agents don't have the chutzpah or the confidence to go out and create that and say, boom, I'm the realtor. I've been coming here. Right? I mean, it takes some...
Yeah. And if you had a 2, you could get tough and say, if you say no, I'm going, my business is going elsewhere. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Now, as usual, Lisa has provided some wonderful websites that provide CRM organizational tips, including KimHughes.com, Z57.com, and therealestatetrainer.com. And I'm sure you have those all listed, right?
Yep,
in the
show
notes.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Now you've got all of your people there. Now you're ready to communicate with your sphere. So go through your CRM and pick a list within your SOI to market to. Now, how you market to them is your choice, whether it's an email, which quite frankly isn't very effective right now, or direct mail, which is really, really great effective, right? Yes, exactly.
Hugely
All right.
effective.
Nice. So this audience requires mostly generic information, such as these ideas, how to market in your area, the percentage increase in local home values, some homeowner DIY tips, real estate educational topics, recipe postcards, newsletters, and holiday greetings, and we heard earlier recipe postcards are really popular.
Recipes are huge, especially for people that can't cook, because you think you just take the postcard to the store, go get the ingredients. Well, it doesn't really turn out
you can
like
find
that.
somebody in the store that would cook it for you,
Right,
and then
right.
you can bring it over to your dinner.
In this
yeah.
new series of recipe cards, it's called Grandma's Comfort Food Recipes.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound healthy for some reason.
It's comfort food. It's never healthy.
You don't want to eat it all the time, but once in a while is okay, right?
It's like really good macaroni and cheese. I mean, some of these recipes, Belgian waffle with strawberries, they're so good. Make my mouth water just.
Could we get some of those in here next week, perhaps, for the show?
Maybe make them all up, and we can test them all.
We could bring them in here.
Yeah, that'd be
we could
excellent.
set them on the table. We could show them to our viewers.
Try them.
That would be excellent.
Yeah.
Now, getting back on track, I like what Jim just said about the bullet points, and I want you, those of you listening and watching, if you're driving, just do this in your mind. If you're taking notes, rate yourself seriously. How efficient are you at work in your past client centers of influence from 1 to 10? What is your efficiency level? Right? Because he or she with the most systems in place wins the game. And this is a system. Everybody knows it. Your broker knows it. You know it. So if it's not spinning off money, we need to relook at this, and you might need to pivot or put some other things in place.
And speaking of systems, you need to have a system where you consistently reach out to these people. It's not a do it one time and then
Correct.
you're good for the year.
Right. Haphazard doesn't
It's
work.
every time, and the business base talks about that as well. Now, here's a great idea. Use free social media strategies for all they're worth. If you don't have a social media strategy right now, or you haven't been paying attention to the one that you do have, get busy changing that. If you're too busy, hire an intern or virtual assistant to keep on top of that. We had a great podcast about that, didn't we?
We actually did.
Several months ago.
And social media, there are some agents out there who are dominating this venue, this medium, this source. I mean, they are great at it, and other people are afraid of it and don't want to get involved in it.
Yes. So we get that you don't have a lot of time for schmoozing online, so start with just one platform. Facebook is a great choice. It has a near perfect user demographic for real estate marketing. And if you haven't been on Facebook in some time, you may not be aware of how it's changed. Users are far more aggressive and can be bullying towards those who disagree on popular topics. How do you bully on Facebook?
Troll with comments, I guess, underneath.
All right.
Try to wind up the other person.
Okay, good. But since you're a professional, it is best to stay out of those debates.
Yes.
All right. You'll want to engage with your followers, but avoid at all costs becoming involved in the political threads that are quite popular right now.
Well, the old rule should hold true, right? Stay out of religion and politics.
Yep.
Right? We're there to help them do one thing, buy or sell real estate, make the most money in the shortest period of time. So, of course, people are going to have different views. That's not the place to bring it up, because that's alienation, especially with tension.
Yeah, you probably want to avoid offending people, because, I mean, right now this country's like 50-50 split, right? So you don't want to avoid to alienate half the people that you're speaking to, because you don't know which half you want.
Right. I mean, if you're pulling up at a listing appointment and they have a Biden sign in their yard, you might want to take the Trump bumper sticker off of your car and then just put it.
maybe take that Make America Great hat off your head before you walk in there.
Put that in the trunk, so if they look in the car, they don't even see it. Yeah.
Okay. I knew we could make Lisa laugh today.
See?
Perfect. Nice.
That's our goal. Once each show, that's our goal, to at least make her laugh.
Right.
Nice. All right. So if you aren't a member of any local Facebook groups, find out which ones that those in your SOI enjoy and join those. That'd be a good place to start. Your real estate sphere of influence can be a gold mine if you work it. Keep in touch, ask for referrals, and engage them on social media. Now, to help you get started, you can visit our wonderful sponsor, Prospects Plus. We already told you this, the business base. They can help you build a powerful SOI list.
And remember, I don't know how many podcasts ago, but one of our guests and friends of the company, Gary Carpenter, he and his wife just work this and do a ton of closings every single year. They work this like their life depends upon it.
Yeah, when he was on the show, he talked about over the 4th, he put flags. Remember, in his farm, in his different farms, actually had paid kids put flags in front of those little flags.
Right.
Every house in his farm neighborhoods.
Nice.
Every house. And I think they had a little business card on them, too.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work. But, boy, I bet you that pays
It'll get
off.
noticed.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Everyone would be like, who did these flags? Who did? Yeah.
Right.
Super smart guy.
Nice. All right. So the business base, an easy two-step way to build out a highly profitable sphere that will feed your referrals and keep your past clients coming back for more. And that link, you're going to put it in the show notes. It's actually a free download from ProspectsPLUS.com. So why wouldn't you want to do that, right?
Yes.
Beef up your spear, make it an ATM machine. Do not be paralyzed. There's money in this. And guess what? We're turning the corner. October, November, December. Do not be the agent that wakes up in January and decides to go to work. Show up now so we can help you take a listing today.
That's correct. And speaking of today, today's podcast was brought to you by Prospects Plus, offering real estate postcards that work, design, print, and mail in minutes. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every time we go live with a new exciting show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.